Hello students, now we will continue with the topic that types of farming. We have already discussed about the primitive subsistence farming. Right now we will discuss about one example of primitive subsistence farming, that is slash and burn farming or shifting cultivation. You have read about this type of farming in your junior classes, but right now today again we are going to discuss this, and this question may also come in the examination. You all are aware that this type of farming during the colonial period, the British government banned shifting cultivation because it did immense damage to the forest resources. But this type of farming still prevails in many parts of the world, and in India also. In the northeastern part of India, this type of farming still prevails. Now this is known as slash and burn farming. So how it is being done? It is a type of farming where the farmers clear a small patch of land and they grow food crops, cereal crops, and for their family and to sustain their life. Then when the soil fertility reduces or decreases, they shift to another part and clear again a fresh patch of land and do the cultivation. This type of shifting allows nature to replenish its fertility of the soil. It is through the natural process the land regains its fertility. But the land productivity in this type of agriculture is very low. The farmer does not use any fertilizer or other modern inputs. So it is being done through natural process. It is known as by different names in different parts of the country. Now when you based on this, you may get a question. There is a paragraph also where you will come across that how it is being named, what are the names of this type of farming in different parts of India and the other parts of the world also. So please prepare this, read it, and you will do it yourself. Now I am moving to the next topic, that is the second type of farming, which is called as intensive subsistence farming. Now this type of farming, again here the farmers are having small holding. They possess small plot of land, but the areas are highly densely populated area. So there is a immense pressure on the land. So because of that, the farmers are bound to extract more from the small piece of land by using all other techniques, that is by biochemical inputs and also irrigation facilities, chemical fertilizers, etc., and they try to obtain higher production from the given piece of land. So there is a immense pressure on the land to produce more for the growing population. As we all know, the small holding, that is small land holding, is a very common feature in the Indian economy. The most of the farmers are having small holding. There is one reason behind it, because of law of inheritance. This leads to every time the land is passing from one hand to another, from one generation to another, and division of land that is land among successive generations has rendered the land holding very small. The small land holding is very uneconomic. What is uneconomic? Uneconomic means it is not very profitable, because you cannot produce more and the farmers will also not earn much. So the farmers continue to take maximum output. Output means total production from the limited land in the absence of any other alternative source of livelihood. As you all are aware that in villages mostly there is no other option. So most of the farmers are depending on the same plot of land, and which is resulting into disguised unemployment. You know that how the disguised unemployment it is also adversely affecting the Indian economy, because large number of farmers, they are not contributing anything to the total production. So right now here I am not discussing, but you have learnt about what is disguised unemployment. Now we will proceed to the next topic, that is commercial farming. Now what is commercial farming? Now we have read about the primitive subsistence farming. Now commercial farming, the main characteristics of this type of farming is that farmers are having big plot of land, and they use all modern technology and techniques, HYV seeds, then pesticides, chemical pesticides, insecticides, and also they have artificial irrigation facilities. So they are producing more for the to supply it in the market. So they are also producing for export. The degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another. So what type of crop will be commercial crop? That depends, varies from one region to another. Like in Bengal, wheat can be the commercial crop. Similarly, in Punjab and Haryana, rice is the commercial crop. So they grow these crops to sell it in the market. So commercialization, you will find the production is huge. They have all modern techniques, large, and it is very much capital intensive. What is capital intensive? When more capital, that is machineries, are used in the farm. But as compared to it, the primitive agriculture, you will find it is labor intensive. Large number of laborers are employed. So production is done in a large scale, and huge profit can also be earned. Plantation is an example of commercial farming. So we are right now studying about one of the example of commercial farming, that is plantation. In this topic, so you can get again a question, what is plantation? Plantation definition is, in this type of farming, a single crop is grown on a large area. Plantation is an example of commercial crop. So the plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. Now what is this interface of agriculture and industry? It means they are very much dependent on industry. They supply the raw material, and it is being manufactured and processed in the secondary sector, and then finally it goes to the market. Plantation cover large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs with the help of migrant laborers. So they can hire laborers from different parts of the country, so that the labor cost also goes down. So they try to employ cheap laborers. All the produce is used as a raw material in the respective industries. That is why I have mentioned here, that is interface of plantation has an interface of agriculture and industry. So they are the raw material and which is supplied in the secondary sector. In India, tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, etc. are plantation crops. Tea in Assam and North Bengal and coffee in Karnataka are some of the important plantation crops. And after this, they also need, because commercial crop means you need good transport and communication system, because the things will be collected and then it will be taken to the market, or it has to be taken to the industries. So this needs a good transport and communication facilities, and then also a market, nearby market, where these things can be sold. So they also need, so plantation and commercial crops are produced on high demand. So children, we have completed this, and thirdly we are going to discuss about the cropping pattern. If you see the cropping pattern, we have 3 cropping season. Now 3 cropping season we are going to discuss here about Now many things are given here in detail. You need not to practice all in detail, and you need not to make a note also in detail. I am telling you how you are going to do this cropping pattern. Only four or 3 points you have to write. We have seen that there are 3 cropping season, that is Rabi crops, Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. So how you are going to write? You just write few points on them. Like you have to know that Rabi crops are generally sown in winter. Sown means it is grown in winter, and from October to December is the month, and harvested in summer from April to June. And then you can write that the regions where it is grown: Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and important crops are wheat, barley, gram, mustard, etc. Then we move to the next crop, that is Kharif crops. Kharif crops are grown with the onset of monsoon. Onset of monsoon means beginning of the monsoon, and harvested in winters, that is October to December. Now, growing regions are Assam, West Bengal, coastal regions of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, and important crops are paddy, maize, jowar, bajra, etc. Then the third cropping season is Zaid crops. Now, Zaid crops generally are grown in between the Rabi and the Kharif crops. Zaid is a very short season during the summer months. And important crops are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, vegetables and fodder crops. So this much if you write, it will do. Now children, next topic is some major crops, and there we have to go through some of the major crops, which I am not going to take it right now, and for that I am providing you notes. It will be good if you can prepare from the notes, because you have to learn about the temperature, rainfall for certain type of crops. So those I will let you know later on, which are very, very important. But right now, whatever given in the book, the notes which I am providing, kindly make a note of all the crops. And then 2 more topics are there. They are very short, though I am providing you notes. If there will be a problem, I will explain those, and the map work is still pending. That also I will give you in my next class. Till then, kindly read the book, read this chapter, write the features of intensive subsistence farming, primitive subsistence farming and commercial farming. The very first thing you are going to do this, and then you will follow the questions which I am going to give you. So another class I need to explain the rest of the things. Thank you.